has taken over. Let's go. It's Ferrall. Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money. It's Ferrall, coast to coast. All right, so into the third hour of the coup de grace here on C2C. I got to tell you, this story about this Retzlaff kid is disturbing to me for a couple of reasons. One, he was the first Jewish kid to play quarterback at BYU. I can tell you that much right now. I was right about that. Secondly, they kicked him out, or they were going to suspend him for having premarital sex, and he broke the school's honor code. So allegedly, that's why he transferred. But he was a really good quarterback, I thought. I remember I saw the stories about him last year, national stories about this kid that he could flat out play. And I got to tell you, this honor code stuff bothers me because I get it. If you think he's the only guy on that campus having premarital sex, you're imagining things. Second of all, I mean, there's kids having babies in high school now, let alone going to BYU and not having sex. Like, it's just not real in this world we're living in anymore. I mean, I'm not a family law professional over here, but you're kidding, right? That they're not doing it. What college campus in America are they not taking their clothes off? I mean, are you kidding me? They're having orgies everywhere. And I'm not wrong in the slightest. I cannot believe that they made an example of this kid because he did it, some kind of code. Are you kidding me? Like, in this day and age, really? They're going to pay a basketball player $7 million to play at the school, but you're going to tell some other guy he can't have sex? Like, that's just crazy to me.
So basically, the timeline was this. Now, he was the starting quarterback, of course, last year. They went 11-2. BYU had a very good year, and Retzlaff was the starting quarterback for them. So in May is when a woman sued Retzlaff, accusing him of sexually assaulting her at his home in November of 2023. So then in June, Retzlaff met with BYU school officials who informed him he would likely receive a 7-game suspension after admitting to premarital sex, a violation of the honor code. Now, all the charges, all the stuff with the lawsuit, that's all been dropped. And then on June 29th, he announced that he's leaving and that he's going to go in the transfer portal and he's not going to stick around for their suspension. So this week was the first time BYU, okay, you want to go first or you want to hear
So let me just ask you this question. Yes. So you're telling me that he admitted that he had sex with her, but she accused him of rape. And then all those charges were dropped like it didn't happen. So that she was like at some level lying. It didn't happen. So if it happened, then she wouldn't have dropped her lawsuit and it went away like a bad weather system. He didn't do it. Now, but then he admitted that he had sex with her. So they still, bottom line, booted him. They told him you're going to be suspended for the whole season. 7 games is the whole season. As far as I'm concerned, you missed 7 games. What are you going to do? Put him back in the lineup for the last 5? I don't blame him for transferring with their religious wacko rules at BYU.
Well, here's the first time we got to hear from BYU head coach Kalani Sitake about this entire situation.
He's afraid to talk about it, isn't he?
I think that's what I would qualify this as. He's afraid to talk about it.
Yeah, our university is, we're sponsored and affiliated with the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So there's a level of expectation, a standard that we ask our student athletes and our students all together to live by. Every school has their standards. We have ours too, our expectations. We have an academic expectation as well. So if young people don't fit the academic criteria, then they don't get in school. So these are just part of the things that you have to be committed to, and we expect our students to live according to what they signed up for.
Okay, well,
what they signed up for.
About 10% of that. I'm just going to be fair here and say I didn't hear what he said, but I'll say this: they're going to stink. Okay, you lose this kid over that, you deserve what you're going to get. So they got two hack-ass, like, freshmen, I heard, or sophomores. They're both real young, the two kids that they have left standing. They don't have a quarterback. That's the bottom line. And they had a winner. They had a great quarterback, and they won 11 games. And this guy is going to have, you know what he's going to have? A migraine season. So all of their religion and all of their, and fair enough, I get it. Far be it from me to judge one's religious beliefs. Fair enough. I get it. You go to a religious school, you got to follow the rules. I know a lot of people that go to religious schools. You can't have girls in the dorm. You can't have guys in the dorm. You can't do this. You can't drink. You can't smoke. You can't do. Oh my God. I can't imagine. My sister went to a religious school. Look what happened to her. I just don't have any. I don't have any time for it. Like, you know, BYU with all of their rules, and as you know, Carver, I don't like.
Can't have
rules and such.
We don't like rules. No rules. Scott Frost, of course, is back in the head coaching game. Remember, he had that undefeated season with UCF, took the job at his alma mater at Nebraska, and I guess we could say that was a fail and a disaster. Well, he comes home again now, Scotty. He is the new head coach back at UCF. Now, before I play you this clip, the really juicy stuff with Scott Frost actually happened with some one-on-one, I guess he had with a reporter that wasn't at the podium, where the guy asked him, what did he learn from Nebraska? And he said, quote, "Don't take the wrong job." And he said, I wouldn't leave UCF unless it was someplace you could win a national championship. I got tugged in a direction to try help my alma mater and didn't really want to do it. It wasn't a good move. I'm lucky to get back to a place where I was a lot happier. So he bashed Nebraska. Go ahead.
At the very least, can I say that this guy, he took the job. The bottom line is he went back to Nebraska. That's his alma mater. He thought he was going to win, and he got his lunch served to him, and he didn't like it because he couldn't hack it in Lincoln because they are a tough bunch. If you don't win in Lincoln, you're going to get the heat from them Midwestern people like you have no idea. I mean, there's two places you can't lose, Oklahoma and Nebraska. And he lost.
Yeah.
And so now he's talking about, I'm going at least back where I was happy. You were unhappy because you were a crappy coach at Nebraska. That's all there is to it. He didn't win. It's real simple. If he won at Nebraska, he even said it. Like, I wanted to win a national championship. He couldn't do it. He just did not do the job at Nebraska. That's all there is to it. Blame yourself.
Does he get to take all of that money that he made at Nebraska back to Orlando, to the place he was so happy at? I think he does, right? He gets to take all that Nebraska money.
I'd rather live in Florida, in Orlando, than live in Lincoln, Nebraska, let me tell you. And that's just all there is to it. I mean, Lincoln's a really cool place for football. There's no doubt about it. And then there's nothing else to do.
Nothing else. An absolute zero, indeed. All right. We will come back. Actually, you got JJ next. And then we will do some more of this later. We got to go through all the Summer League games for tonight as well. Before we get out of here, very busy tonight, coast to coast. Very busy.
JJ next from the Ringer, New York, New York. Yeah. You know he's going to be talking about Soto, the polar bear, Giants and Jets, Knicks, Summer League, Mike Brown.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Always love getting John Jastremski on. JJ, of course, from The Ringer and New York, New York. And obviously, I think we lost him already. So we had him and lost him. Is that the deal? We got him? All right, there he is. All right, so John, I want to start with the Knicks and Mike Brown. Your thoughts on them getting rid of Tibbs and going with Mike Brown after all of their bevy of interviews and their, phone calls to women coaches and everything else, Dawn Staley. They go back to Brown. And do you believe all the hype that, Tatum, Achilles, Halliburton, Achilles, the Knicks are going to the finals? That's what we've been hearing around New York.
Well, Scotty, they should go to the finals. They have the best roster, in my opinion, out of anybody in the Eastern Conference. But the first question you asked me.
All right, so we're gonna have to get him to re-up, and then we'll get John back on, have him re-up and do it again, and then we'll get him to run it hopefully smoothly. What I want to do is go back to Carver High. Is that possible? And we could actually, or have young Luke run the Scott Frost clip. This is. You got that, Carver High, the Frost clip of him talking about UCF? So Can we do that while JJ gets straight?
Sure. So we had, of course, talked about Scott before and all his bad comments about Nebraska, but this was him at the podium. He absolutely adores Central Florida.
UCF is unique, in my opinion. It's so young compared to most of the other schools in Power 4 leagues. It certainly feels like home to me and feels comfortable, but it has grown since I've been there. It's amazing to see the changes. I think we're just scratching the surface of what UCF can be as a university and athletic department. If we keep working hard to push it, I think UCF can become something even far greater than what it has become today. The support of the people around Orlando and the alumni that we have are certainly pushing us in a good direction. And again, I'm really excited to be able to represent that group again.
I want to ask you a question, Mike. So I was down there, and obviously I've been around Miami and South Florida for most of my life, going down there. I lived down there. I did my show down there. I've done everything down there. I'm a Canes fan. When you look at Miami, Florida, and Florida State, they're all that matter, right? But not really. Now you got FAU, you got UCF, you got South Florida, the Bulls, and you got Tampa. Now, I don't think Tampa has a football program. The Spartans, whatever they're called. But there are all these other schools down there. And you think of Central Florida. Do you consider that a good school? Do you consider that like not just athletically, but which really doesn't matter, but actually do you consider the Florida Atlantics, the Central Floridas, the South Floridas, and the Tampas good schools to go to educationally, as opposed to you go to the swamp and it's in the middle of nowhere. And then Tallahassee also, it's even worse in the middle of nowhere. And then you got the expensive private school down in Coral Gables at Miami, which is $85,000-$90,000 a year to go to.
Well, I'm sure if you're talking academics, that they're all great schools to go to, you would think. Especially, I mean, Central Florida always has these now. Like he was kind of saying about the athletics. They've been a rising program on all fronts over the last 20 to 30 years. And now, especially where they've gotten themselves athletically, where they're in a Power 4 conference, where they have had success. Of course, last time Frost was there, they had the big undefeated season where they ran around and bought all those billboards and bought those fake rings that they were national champions. So they've had that little taste now, and I think they're the closest in terms of cracking those big three that it's always been in Florida, both academically and athletically.
All right, so great stuff. I want to go back to John Jastremski now. Let's start over. Talk to me about the Knicks after the fact of all the changes and their lofty expectations for next year. A lot of people think they're going to the finals.
Scott, they should go to the finals. They have the most talent out of any team in the Eastern Conference. But you asked me about the coaching change. It's not a good one. I'm sorry. I don't know how anybody could sit there and tell me that Mike Brown's a better head coach than Tom Thibodeau. And I'm not even trying to disparage Mike Brown. He's adequate. He's okay. Is he better than Tom Thibodeau? People are going to answer that question and sit there and say to themselves, yes. They haven't watched basketball over the last 15 to 20 years. Why? Because he won 66 and 67 games with LeBron James. You know, the biggest problem the Knicks are going to have, their two best players don't play a lick of defense. Is Mike Brown all of a sudden going to change that? We'll see. But I don't want to hear the excuses. It's finals or bust. Like if the Knicks go to the conference finals next year and lose, the excuse makers better not be coming out and saying, oh, well, what about this? What about that? No Halliburton. If not, then when for the Knicks?
Do you think that they just change coaches every 4 years and pay the guy a ton of money to jump out a window with a golden parachute like they did Tibbs? I mean, honestly, because I look at this guy as, you know, coach, and then fourth year, see you later, just like all the rest of them.
Honestly, I think it had way more to do with the inner workings at the Garden. I don't know if it was those exit meetings, Scotty, because the timing, you lose to Indiana, what was it, Saturday night? They're having their exit meetings with the players on Sunday and Monday, and all of a sudden they made a coaching change on Tuesday. So I don't know who those guys might have been. They might have said some things that maybe pushed Tibbs out. Maybe it was Leon Rose and World Wide West coming to that conclusion months ago, not expecting to get to the conference finals, and then it's like, oh, smokes, we made the conference finals, but we lost. Tibbs are out to make a change. I think a lot of people looked at that situation and said it was Dolan. I don't think he necessarily was against it, but I don't think he was the ringleader that a whole lot of people are making him out to be. I really think it was a collective, operational Knick decision, and we'll see if it ends up being a good one.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I was looking at their roster for this summer league that they're playing in. I know they played a Celtics Sunday. I was talking to Adam Kaufman about it. You know, Kolik's the only one I know. Literally, like, I mean, where did they find these guys? What is this, a G League, summer league team they sent out there? When we come back, we'll keep talking to JJ. I want to talk about the Yankees, the Mets, the Jets, the Giants, etc.
I say you crank that Soldier Boy, right? You Darvish back on the mound. Haven't seen this guy in a minute right now. Yeah, man, crank it, man. Get it going up. Hit the high. Yeah, let's go. Crank that Soldier Boy up here. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That was big back then. Where were you? Senior high school? Or maybe even in grade school then?
Bar mitzvah slate. In the bar mitzvah slate each and every weekend. The young Benny Steve was out there hitting it.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh, that's nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out like 62 times type thing.
Exactly.
It'd be like 80 times. It'd be like whiffing.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Scrounge out a couple of quarters from under the couch to go trade for somebody who actually makes some money. I don't think that he would actually do that. That's not in Hal's style the last couple of years, especially in season. I saw they signed that Heimer Candelario, who the Reds released. That's more their style, going the discount aisle as opposed to trading for someone who's actually having a huge year like Suarez.
Ferrall coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
I would be looking to get him in dynasty or keeper leagues. If I'm out of a league and I'm looking to rebuild for the next years ahead, that's where I'm looking. Yuri Perez is a special young pitcher that we're going to be talking about in that Paul Skeens, in that Tariq Skubal, in that grouping of guys. I think he can be that good. He's only 22 years old. He's the boy. So you're getting a situation here where Yuri Perez eventually is going to grow into that man of a pitcher.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
So we're talking to John Jastremski from The Ringer, New York. It's a great show. Check it out. So you are watching the Mets, and I bet on them in the second game here. They're up 2-0 in the first, right? So they jumped out. They lost that first game. Now, yesterday, I was actually on that Sagano game against Peterson. I was going to bet that plus 126 and go for it. They ended up winning that game today, but Sagano's pitching later in this game, right? He's pitching against him right now in the second game. What do you think of the Mets, where they are, and your thoughts on Soto getting, let's face it, shafted? No guy's ever had those kind of numbers and not made an all-star game. Now, I get it. Everybody has to have a player on the team, but I think it's ridiculous. That guy's got to be at the all-star game. In fact, we looked at his odds today for MVP, second to Ohtani, but he's not in the all-star game.
Make it make sense, Scotty. Listen, there's no business Juan Soto should be sitting at home over the next few days. And for what it's worth, I know he gets a decent chunk of change if he ends up at the All-Star game. If I were him, I didn't make it the first time. I'm going to Miami. I'm going to the DR. To hell with the All-Star game. I'm not going if you're not going to put me there over the likes of the Marlin outfielder or Tatis. I mean, give me a break. That said, when it comes to the Mets, I think they're in a solid spot in the NL East. They're right there with the Phillies. They need serious life within their pitching staff. They need a starter. They need Senga and Minaya to come back and be effective. And this bullpen just let them down in game number one. Now, I don't know what the manager was doing, taking David Peterson out, who's throwing a 7-inning shutout at 91 pitches. I don't know why he can't go and start the 8th inning, but I'm not the manager of the team. David Stern's got to be aggressive at this deadline. You don't know how many years of a window you're going to have with Lindor, Alonso, and Soto all in prime years. I know in theory, it's the next 3, it's the next 4, it's the next 5. You don't know that. You got a chance to win it all this year. You got to be aggressive at the deadline. Mets need pitching. They also could use a bat in center field. I know he had a hit today and it was an RBI. Tyrone Taylor's got a 500 OPS. Ain't good enough. Need an offensive infusion at that position.
I think what Polar Bear's done has been incredible. And to think that they, essentially didn't want him. He was a step. He had one foot in the door in Toronto, and they wanted him. And imagine him on that team that's kicking the Yankees' ass now in the AL East. Alonso's been great for him. Do you think he's going to keep that up and put up huge numbers in this 2-year deal that he got. He got a 2-year deal, right? And do you think they're better than the Yankees? They beat him in 2 or 3 in the Subway. Who's the better team in New York? The Yankees look kind of average to me. I couldn't believe how quickly the Jays sailed by him.
Couple of weeks ago, Scotty, I would have told you the Yankees, but now they're dealing with serious pitching problems. They lose Clark Schmidt for the year. Obviously, they don't have Garrett Cole. They're trying to piece together their rotation. Their bullpen leaves a lot to be desired. Offensively speaking, though, the Yankees have a deeper lineup than the Mets. You want to tell me you like the big four or whatever? Cohen's calling them the Fab Four. I kind of like the big 3 plus B. The Fab Four is the Beatles, okay? There's no other Fab Four. Let's just leave it at that, okay?
Fair enough.
1 through 8 in the lineup. 1 through 9 in the lineup. I like the Yankees a little bit more. But the Met lineup's a little bit more top-heavy. Here's why I think the Mets are more likely. They're going to be more aggressive at this deadline. I think they will be far more willing to take on payroll. I think they will go and make a monster move or two. I know the Yankees have been aggressive at the deadline, but the American League all of a sudden now is better than people think. Detroit is the real deal. They're going to be a pain in the neck to deal with. The Astros are not messing around. You look at Tampa Bay and their run differential. I know they've struggled the last week. All of a sudden, people looking at the AL saying, oh, it's a given. Yankees in a World Series. Yankees in a World Series. Not so fast on that. So I think the Mets, for what it's worth, are the better team.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I also don't think the Yankees are going to the World Series. And I think both of those teams that you mentioned are way better than the Yankees from what I've seen. Now, I cashed 2 tickets on Cleveland against Houston this week, plus 140 and plus 120. I couldn't believe that they got swept by them. But they have been really tough, the Astros. All right, I want to ask you about, real quick, football. Jets, Giants, what are you most excited about? I guess for me, it's Carter. I want to watch him go after quarterbacks. We're having a horrible time with John. John, do we got him? we. All right, listen, John, I love you. I'm going to let you run. We've had a bad connection. Technology is just ruining the day. You're the man. Good luck with the baby. Good luck with the 3 flights of stairs with no elevator right now and that fat pad you're living in. I don't know who you got to sue, but I'd look into it immediately. Your wife's going to leave you.
I say, you crank that soldier boy, right? You Darvish back on the mound. Haven't seen this guy in a minute right now. Yeah, man, crank it, man. Get it going up. Hit the high. Yeah, let's go. Crank that soldier boy up here. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That was big back then. Where were you? Senior high school? Or maybe even in grade school?
Bar mitzvah slate. In the bar mitzvah slate each and every weekend. The young Benny Steve was out there hitting it.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh, that's nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out like 62 times type thing.
Exactly.
They'd be like 80 times. They'd be like whiffing.
Sports Rage tonight. Only on SportsGrid.
Scrounge out a couple of quarters from under the couch to go trade for somebody who actually makes some money. I don't think that he would actually do that. That's not in Hal's style the last couple of years, especially in season. I saw they signed that Heimer Candelario, who the Reds released. That's more their style, going the discount aisle as opposed to trading for someone who's actually having a huge year like Suarez.
Ferrall coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
Would be looking to get him in dynasty or keeper leagues. If I'm out of a league and I'm looking to rebuild for the next years ahead, that's where I'm looking. Yuri Perez is a special young pitcher that we're going to be talking about in that Paul Skeens, in that Tariq Skubal, in that grouping of guys. I think he can be that good. He's only 22 years old. He's the boy. So you're getting a situation here where Yuri Perez eventually is going to grow into that man of a pitcher.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
unfortunately, we had technical issues with JJ. We'll get him on again one of these days, and hopefully it'll be a better result. So our apologies. Peterson makes the All-Star team from the Mets, but not Soto. They've added Peterson to the stack for Atlanta. All right, we turn the corner here and head for home in a backstretch on a Thursday, and we get into the NBA Summer League. I'm watching right now, and I have to tell you, I think Derek Queen and this kid Fears, they both look really good. I'm watching them. All I see is the same thing I always expected. It's Queen going to the 10. This guy goes to the basket. He likes to, bang and get down in there and get that high percentage stuff. I love guys that play around the rim and that go inside the block and go along the baseline and create trouble. And he's one of them. I like watching the kid play already.
Yeah, he's been pretty good so far here in this first game of the Summer League Vegas action that is going on right now. 96-88. T-Wolves lead the Pelicans in that game. Of course, before I give you all the other games for tonight, we'll highlight this one first in terms of our numbers for later. Lakers and Mavericks will play, I guess, what you want to call the featured game this evening. That's because it'll be your first chance to see Cooper Flagg playing for the Dallas Mavericks. And, of course, Bronny's expected to play for the Lakers. Lakers are favored here tonight, Scotty, in this game. I've actually got it now. Yep, 3.5 right there with the 176.5 as the total. You're looking forward to watching Cooper tonight.
Obviously, first let me say, as far as Queen, 13 and 10, a double-double. That game's about to end. Minnesota's up 5 on the Pelicans, but I thought Fears had 14, Queen had 13 and 10, a double-double. That's impressive. Yes, I am looking forward to watching Cooper Flagg play tonight on ESPN at 8 o'clock. I don't care who he's playing. This Bronny story that they're trying to create is ridiculous. But I'll say this. Here's what's going to happen. I saw something today that made sense to me, is that the day that this guy LeBron James is done with the Lakers, they're going to get rid of that kid. They're not going to have him around. He's just not that good. Okay? So he's on that team because of his daddy, which is Nepotism City. Okay? And then Cooper Flagg, I want to watch that kid play basketball every time he plays basketball. And if I were a Dallas fan, I'd be seriously, and I had let's say I had money, I'd be interested in season tickets. I'd be interested in going to watch that guy play if I lived in Dallas, because he's a hell of a basketball talent and he does it all. I mean, at both ends, he does it all. Blocks, shots, rebounds, dunks, shoots, drives, defends. He does it all. Pass. He can do everything. And I think it's going to be fun to watch him. And they're going to put him on TV all the time.
Yes. You will see plenty of Cooper Flagg. But, I mean, this isn't a normal situation, Scotty, where, the first overall pick is playing for some bum team and they're force-feeding the bum team. Like the Mavericks,
they're good.
They're not an awful team. They got a good team. So they chopped up all the way in that lottery. So it kind of helps that they could put the Mavericks were going to be on TV a lot anyway, with AD, with Clay. Kyrie's obviously going to be missing tons of time, but they're going to be on TV no matter what. And now you get to see Cooper Flagg along with it while you're there. Here's what else is going on in the Summer League today. There's 7 games in total. That one's about to end, the Minnesota Pelican one. Cavs have a 35-25 lead on the Pacers. That game has also gotten underway for you. Second game of the day. Thunder and Brooklyn.
Turn that one on right now. As a matter of fact, I got that Cleveland Pacer game on right now. I just turned that on.
The Thunder-Brooklyn game will be the next one at the Thomas and Mack. That's the Nets minus 1.5 with a 171.5 will be the total for that game. And then the 3, there you go, Nets Thunder for you there.
I like the Nets -1. The Thunder, I watched that kid with a ball right there play the other night. He did nothing for me. My son brags about how great he is. And I did not think their Summer League team looked good. We know how good their team is. And today they gave J-Dub that fat bag as well. I think it's over $850 million they gave the 3 young players, the 3 stars in SGA, Abe Lincoln, and now J-Dub.
That's right. He gets the same 5 years, just about $250 million, similar deal that Holmgren got the other day. So it's just about $850 between the three of them that the Thunder have given out. All right, other three, the other three night games besides the Laker Maverick game tonight, 7:30 East, Magic and Kings. That'll be at the Cox Pavilion in that one. -2.5 for the Sacramento team. Milwaukee and the Nuggets will play late night game at 9:30 Eastern, and then the Spurs and the Sixers will play the absolute late night game at the Thomas and Mack just after 10 o'clock East, with the Sixers -3.5. And I did see, Scotty, correct me if I'm wrong, they're shutting down the Edgecombe, right? Because he got hurt. He's not going to play at all for the Sixers, I guess, in the rest of these Summer League games.
Well, I mean, the one game that he played, he looked fantastic. The guy went absolutely off, and now you're telling me they're shutting him down. So it is what it is. Look, it's scary stuff here. I am not, I'll sit on here and lie to you and tell you I'm, picking a side in these rookie games, these 2-year guy games. That's what they are. These games are a mess. It's not good basketball, but it's fun because, if you love basketball like I do, I'll watch anything. But this is not the NBA conference finals here. These are their bottom feeder players. These are their youngest players. These are their G League players. And these games are sloppy. The fouls are hack city. There's flagrants. There's everything in these games. They're not good games. It's not something that, now, I know there's a lot of guys around here that'll tell you it's just so fabulous to bet on. This is terrible to bet on. Can anybody around here just tell it like it is? Betting on these games is like kissing your sister, honestly. It's just a nightmare. I cannot bet on. It's like betting on that other golf tournament you're talking about in Louisville. I've never heard of one player. I'll take your advice, but I'm not betting on it.
By the way, I don't think he's completely shut down. He's not playing tonight, though. He's been diagnosed with a left thumb sprain. He's out tonight.
Ugh.
Not necessarily out for the entire
It's
Summer
bad
League.
when you do it. I'm telling
Not
you.
good.
When you have to eat with the other fork, on the other hand, you got problems.
We told you about all that money Jalen Williams got. Devin Booker got big money, too. 2-year, $145 million max extension. That's added on 2 years to the end of his deal. That will become the largest annual salary extension salary in NBA history. Nothing like making $75 million a year. That's not bad. That's more than I saw the entire Marlin team.
Well, it's fabulous for D-Book and his lowrider cars, but they don't win. So he puts up, like, I seen that guy. I went to see him at the Garden, and he had 40. I went to the game. He had 40, and they still lost. Like, who cares what you have when you never win?
Did you see Giannis? He was on with some streamer guy. I don't know that dude's name that he was on with. And he said he will probably stay in Milwaukee. Now, the way he said it, I'm not really sure what to believe. He also said a lot of people have been trying to convince him to go to New York and play there. But he said he'll probably stay in Milwaukee, but we'll see. I don't know what to believe with him.
That's exactly what they need, is him not to leave. Let's just simplify this. And he says he doesn't want to play in New York. That's fine, too. What am I going to lose sleep over this guy not playing in New York? They don't need him. I mean, honestly, if they got Mike Brown, right, they're going to win the NBA championship.
No, well, maybe when he says New York, he might also mean Brooklyn. Brooklyn's New York also. Maybe
I don't think he's that savvy that he knows that Brooklyn is one of the boroughs. I don't think he's that savvy. I think he's thinking about the Knicks.
He's probably thinking about the Knicks. All right, we'll do the other stuff. I promise you, tomorrow, the win totals. We're going to do them tomorrow on Friday. I promise we're going to do them.
I say, you crank that soldier boy, right? You Darvish back on the mound. Haven't seen this guy in a minute right now. Yeah, man, crank it, man. Get it going up. Get the high. Yeah, let's go. Crank that soldier boy up here. Yeah. I mean, come on, man. That was big back then. Where were you? Senior high school? Or maybe even in grade school?
Bar mitzvah slate in the bar mitzvah slate each and every weekend. The young Benny Steve was out there hitting it.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh, that's nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out like 62 times type thing. Exactly. They'd be like 80 times. They'd be like whiffing.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Scrounge out a couple of quarters from under the couch to go trade for somebody who would actually make some money. I don't think that he would actually do that. That's not in Hal's style the last couple of years, especially in season. I saw they signed that Heimer Candelario, who the Reds released. That's more their style, going the discount aisle as opposed to trading for someone who's actually having a huge year like Suarez.
Ferrall Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
I would be looking to get him in dynasty or keeper leagues. If I'm out of a league and I'm looking to rebuild for the next years ahead, that's where I'm looking. Yuri Perez is a special young pitcher that we're going to be talking about in that Paul Skeens, in that Tariq Skubal, in that grouping of guys. I think he can be that good. He's only 22 years old. He's the boy. So you're getting a situation here where Yuri Perez eventually is going to grow into that man of a pitcher.
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
My man, Cody Decker, living in Hell's Kitchen. That is what's up. I lived in Hell's Kitchen forever, and it's just a cool spot, no doubt about it. A little dangerous these days. I mean, are you safe going to get a bagel?
Bro, am I safe? Dude, I'm surrounded by so many bars, both straight and gay. And guess what I found out a couple of years ago? I'm everybody's type, baby. Free drinks for daddy.
Look at Cody styling. So I have to ask you, first of all, because, you know, Carver High does his top 500 movie. He's like Siskel and Ebert. He rates movies. And if you're not in the top 500, you're nothing in life. And he evaluates movies at a very impressive clip. Now, I have gone, as I told you, to see in IMAX Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, F1, the Pitt Formula One movie in IMAX. That was incredible. And today, Superman came out, and my son, the young gun, went to see it, and so did the full deck. Your boy Cody Decker went to see it and had it all going today. How was the movie?
It was everything I wanted and so much more. It was a comic book movie. They dropped you right in the middle of the DC universe and said, figure it out. And I figured it out fast. It was a lot of fun. It was hopeful. Green Lantern, thank you. Give me a real Green Lantern for the first time on camera in my lifetimes. All of this. Metamorpho. I'm a DC nerd that's always wanted to see Metamorpho, and I got Metamorpho today. What a day, dude. I'm loving life. This is my world. You're all just living in it now.
I love going to movies. People say that that's a dead sport. They're crazy. I think not only that, my son has taught me how to get the tickets before going, and also ordering the food and popcorn before you go, so that when you walk into the theater, into the IMAX, my food, popcorn's waiting for me. I get the icy, I got the root beer icy going. Like at the 7-Eleven, the Slurpee, they got those. Oh my God. And the movies are just awesome, aren't they?
Awesome. Dude, I took a little lull from the movies these last couple of years. And by the way, I went to film school at UCLA. I'm a massive film guy. I have a film collection of thousands and thousands and thousands of movies, and I'm not saying that as hyperbole. Dude, I love going to the movies. I just need the reason to go to the movies. And this summer,
so you went to film school and you didn't so I know you're a player and, you know, baseball's your thing and you deserve all that. You're a badass. But you had intentions of my son does too. He wants to make movies. And I'm like, you know, you got to be in that inner circle I've made 2 movies, believe me, and they didn't have me make any more. I thought I had it all going in Hollywood. I made 2. It was the coolest thing I ever did. Are you still like a guy that wants to make movies because you did UCLA Film School? Is that something you'd be into?
Absolutely. Occasionally, I do pop in and working with my friends that are doing their movies. Like I have a good friend named Joe Carnahan. Every once in a while, he throws me in one of his movies, and I have a little cameo in one of those. Do I enjoy that? Very, 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 very much.
Cool.
But as you said, dude, it's all about who you know. It's all about who puts you in things and gets you the chance to do it. It's never about the most talented. Not unlike sports.
So let me ask you about. There are people talking here in New York, as you know, about Eugenio Suarez, Carroll, gallon of milk, that the Yankees are going to get these 3 guys. And I think people are tripping. Now, come on. Like, there's no way that team's giving all 3 of those guys to the Yankees. I'll be surprised if one of them ends up a Yankee.
It's all going to come down to how this last couple of weeks go for the Diamondbacks, because they're still hovering around 500, and you can make the argument they can still make a move. The problem is they've been hovering around 500 this entire time, and for the last month, I've been saying if the D-backs go ahead and sell, they got a couple of pieces that are very big, Gallen being one and Suarez being the other. I'm glad everybody else is caught up on the Suarez train. This guy's had, 24 home runs. The Yankees have not been remotely quiet about their need of a third baseman, not to mention letting go of DJ LeMahieu, and everybody knows, and their cousin knows, that Jazz is a second baseman. So Eugenio is the bigger need, but at the end of the day, pitching is everybody's need. At the end of the day, everybody needs an arm. They already lost Garrett Cole. You better believe the Mets are going to be looking for an arm. The Dodgers will look for an arm. They got 17 arms on the IL right now.
So I lost that 1-0 game the other night at Petco with those 2 home runs yanked by Merrill and Tatis. That killed me. But I bet on them all 3 nights. And then they won again last night. But tonight I bet on the Padres. Who do you like in that last game of that series tonight in San Diego?
I like the Pods. I like the Pods at home. Even though they haven't been as good at home this season, I just think they're going to take this and start anew in this second half, because I do think the Padres are the biggest threat to the Los Angeles Dodgers in the National League. And make no mistake, I think the best team in the American League, who is the Detroit Tigers, I think they're the best team by a wide margin at this point. I think the second best team in the American League might be the 8th best team in the National League.
Yeah, fair enough. Do you think the Dodgers get straight in San Francisco, and the Devers thing has not gone well?
Dude, I do think the Dodgers are going to get right in San Francisco, but even if they don't, I think they're going to get right. They're the Dodgers. They've lost 6 in a row, and they still have the second best record in the Major League Baseball, not to mention the best record in the National League, despite losing 6 in a row. This team will win when they choose to win and lose when they decide to just take their foot off the pedal. The Giants, though, I understood the Devers trade. I was excited for them on the Devers trade, but you had to know something was up if the Red Sox were so happy to get rid of him. And by the way, the Red Sox have been playing some pretty good baseball since getting rid of him. I wouldn't be shocked if the Red Sox, who were only, a game and a half out of a wild card spot right now, who's to say they don't go all in and try to make something crazy happen? Chris Sale may be available, maybe a reunion there.
I'll tell you what, they've been raking hits every night and winning and cashing tickets. Real quick, I got 40 seconds. Your thoughts on Atlanta and the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game? Are you excited for Hot Town next week?
Very much, and I'll be more excited once I hear the news that Seiya Suzuki is added, because that guy's got 25 home runs and 77 RBIs and somehow is not an all-star. It's mind-blowing to me. He shouldn't just be an all-star. He should be in the Home Run Derby. I want me some Seiya Suzuki, my man.
So you're, as you know, I'm a big fan of yours, and you're always going to be on this show no matter what, even if you're coming back from the Superman movie baked. I'm a proud fan of that you went and got it all today, the DC flick. You'll always be on Coast to Coast. It's always good to see you. Enjoy the baseball this weekend and the All-Star Game next week. We'll catch up soon, brother. Love you.
Look forward to it, brother. See you soon.
I say, you crank that Soldier Boy, right? You Darvish back on the mound. Haven't seen this guy in a minute right now. Yeah, man, crank it, man. Get it going up. Hit the high. Yeah, let's go. Crank that Soldier Boy up here. Yep. Yeah, I mean, come on, man. That was big back then. Where were you? Senior high school? Or maybe even in grade school then?
Bar mitzvah slate. In the bar mitzvah slate each and every weekend, the young Benny Steve was out there hitting it.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Tony Gwynn had 107 career at-bats against Greg Maddux. Never struck out once.
Oh, that's nuts.
In 107 times. 107. Cam, if you took the modern player and said, are you going to face Maddux 107 times in a row? Like Vlad Guerrero Jr. and these guys, they'd strike out like 62 times type thing.
Exactly.
It'd be like 80 times. It'd be like whiffing.
Sports Rage tonight, only on SportsGrid.
Scrounge out a couple of quarters from under the couch to go trade for somebody who actually makes some money. I don't think that he would actually do that. That's not in Hal's style the last couple of years, especially in season. I saw they signed that Heimer Candelario, who the Reds released. That's more their style, going the discount aisle as opposed to trading for someone who's actually having a huge year like Suarez.
Ferrall coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
I would be looking to get him in dynasty or keeper leagues. If I'm out of a league and I'm looking to rebuild for the next years ahead, that's where I'm looking. Yuri Perez is a special young pitcher that we're going to be talking about in that Paul Skeens, in that Tariq Skubal, in that grouping of guys. I think he can be that good. He's only 22 years old. He's the boy. So you're getting a situation here where Yuri Perez eventually is going to grow into that man of a pitcher.
Fantasy sports today, only on SportsGrid.
All right, everybody loves Cody Decker, and even more than Cody, they love leftovers.
They certainly do love leftovers. We have a few things to accomplish here today. First of all, they announced the groups for this that in-season NBA Cup.
A little early to announce that, don't you think?
Like, what is the point of announcing this now? But either way, there you go. 3 groups in the West, 3 groups in the East. The Knicks have the Bucks, the Heat, the Bulls, and the Hornets in their group. There's a couple of fun ones, I guess. Nuggets, Warriors, Rockets.
Giannis doesn't want to play in New York, but he'll be playing in New York.
He will in the NBA Cup, which, by the way, are regular season games anyway. They were going to play these games.
I actually like it, but I actually like it when it happens in November. Yes. But it's July 10th, for God's sakes.
It's July 10th, and it's very far away from now. All right, we've done a lot of golf, of course, but I have to also tell you that Liv is teeing off tomorrow morning or later tonight in Spain. That's right. Valderrama is where they are. Historic course over there in Spain. John Rahm is your favorite. Bryson, it's always the same favorites. Tyrrell Hatton, Joaquin Niemann, etc. Now, we hit a big ticket here last year, Scotty, with Sergio, when he won at Valderrama. Well, I think that Rahm saw that and wants to do it as well. Rahm in Spain. I don't care if he's the favorite, 6-1. I love the way Reed's playing right now, 16-1. And David Puig, also a Spaniard, at 20-1.
Puig.
Yes, we will go with them for Andalusia, Valderrama. Which is what we will have for that. All right, tomorrow morning.
What did the Las Vegas golfer have to say about Liv this week? I'm a little surprised you didn't have him on.
That's because he's in Hawaii, the Las Vegas golfer. And he played, he told me yesterday he was playing, or was it today or yesterday? Yesterday he played that Kapalua, the plantation course. Where he played there yesterday with his sons or something. So, big Hawaii trip for the Las Vegas golfer. Wimbledon men's semis tomorrow morning.
Whoa.
Of course, the cheater Sinner against Djokovic. That'll actually be the second match. There it is. Sinner's minus 215. That's around 10:30 a.m. East. Fritz and Alcatraz will be the first match, 8:30 a.m. East. So a little Friday morning Wimbledon for you, Scotty, with both of the semis. I guess it's going to be Alcaraz and Sinner, right? I mean, it's hard to go away from it.
You think? So here's the deal. At that price, to me, that's a good price at minus 215 for Sinner, because he's right now the king of tennis with Alcaraz, and then Alcaraz is going to beat Fritz's ass. That'll be that. Fritz doesn't beat this guy. He's too good. It's too good.
Fritz has no shot of beating Alcaraz. No shot.
And this guy, and I'll tell you what, this kid Alcaraz wins on clay and on grass. He wins Wimbledon. He's won it. I think Sinner, after losing to him at the French in that 5.5-hour, 5-set thriller, I think he gets revenge and beats him on the grass.
Ooh, how about that? Finishing this off, someone bet $25,000 on the Raiders to win Super Bowl 60 at 100-1 odds. It would be a $2.5 million winner if it happened. There's a problem, though. It's not going to happen. So that's a tough way to waste 25
Nothing like
grand.
Burning 25 grand out in the, the barbecue pit in the backyard.
You wanted those new Saint helmets. I have those for you today. Here you go. The Saint with the white that they're going to go. The white with the gold stripe.
They look like
they're
Central
on the
Florida helmets.
Alternate helmets. And finally, PSG is 15-0 against the best teams in the world this season. We'll tell you about them and Chelsea tomorrow. Of course, the final is on Sunday in the FIFA Club World Cup.
They're going to kill them. That's what's going to happen. I'll tell you today what's going to happen. We'll talk about it tomorrow. I'll talk about it right now. They're going to kill him. The Ferrall finish, former Jazz coach and executive Frank Layden passes away. Nice run by Frank. Up to 93, he got it in. And my man Frank was huge. So he lived through the weight and everything else and made it to 93. Impressive. Longtime NFL scout and Rooney family member Tim Rooney passes away at 84 from cancer. He ran the Giants for a long time here in New York. Randy Couture airlifted to a hospital after a racing incident. He had all kinds of smoke, damage, inhalation, you name it. So hopefully Randy's okay. I've worked with Randy a lot. And then all you need to know is Front Office Sports Today is next then. GTD, In-Game Live, Sports Rage, Carver tonight. Who knows who he'll be with at 8. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 on Thursday.
Playing online blackjack and want to try upping your odds? Well, here's a tip. Cheat cards tell you statistics for whether you hit or stand on every move. If you're into stats, this could be your ticket to winning. And it is totally legal. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results. What?
How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's In-Game Live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of 15.5 point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.